Good evening, everybody. A very good evening to all of you, bachcho. We are back with another session for MTech guidance, and this time we are going to discuss about IIT Kharagpur, one of the best IITs, one of the first choice for anybody who clears IIT JEE as well. This is one of the most reputed, one of the most respected IITs. But let me tell you one thing, those of you who are watching this video for the first time, guys, we have already done such videos for IIT Bombay, ISC Bangalore and IIT Madras. So this is the fourth video in the series which is going to be about IIT Kharagpur. And as I have done in the previous three videos, I will be telling you the specializations that are available here, the fee structure and the other details of MTech program from IIT Kharagpur. And I hope you guys like it. If you like it, please do share with everybody you can. And don't hesitate to press that like button, because that is how I get to know how many people have actually watched the video and how many of them have been benefited by the video that I have created. So let's get started. Let me first start by introducing myself for those of you who are coming to the channel for the first time. My dear students, my name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR 1 twice in GATE in 2014 and 2018. I was awarded President of India Gold Medal in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Till date, I have trained more than 1 lakh students in the online and the offline classes, and I am presently working as a director at an academy for GATE department. Now, many students know this about me, beta, but what I say that matters the most is that our complete team has only one and only one objective, that is to enable you guys to attempt the GATE exam in the best manner possible, to get the highest marks in the GATE examination, and to get top job in the industry or top seat in a MTech or a higher studies program. And with that intent in mind, we provide you the best of the best content on this YouTube channel. And not only this YouTube channel, we also provide you the content on Unacademy Learning app. So if you download the Unacademy app from the Play Store or App Store, you can access our free content simply by unlocking it using the code AnkitESE. Okay. So now let's get started with IIT Kharagpur, guys. So let's go. First of all, let me talk about the electrical department. The first postgraduate program to be started was on electrical machine in the year 1955. Now, can you guys see how rich is the history of IIT Kharagpur? In the year 1955, they actually started the post-graduation program, followed by control system in 1959. Then power electronics laboratory was established in 1972. Okay. So now the electrical machines course was redesigned and it was updated as machine drives and power electronics in 1981. Because if you see, the actual application of power electronics is actually found in machines. When we drive a DC or a AC motor using a power electronic converter, there you see the best application of power electronics, and that is why this field is machine drives and power electronics. The third specialization, power system, was introduced in 1965 and it is now redesignated as power and energy system, because nowadays it is of major concern how you are actually producing the energy, and that is why these renewable sources like solar and all are coming into the picture, because we want to go for sustainable and renewable energy. The program of instrumentation was started in 1972 and it was revised in 2012 as instrumentation and signal processing. As I have told in my all the videos before, that signal processing is one of the most important field when it comes to research. Electronics and electrical communication, E and ECE, was established in 1951. That is even before 1955, where first master program was floated. Now they were majorly restricted to research fulfilling the country's need. Now E and EC has been a pioneer in introducing subjects in the field of communication, microwave and computer engineering, and it was involved in teaching and research of telecommunication, microelectronics, computer vision, electromagnetics and light wave engineering. So this sounds really interesting for electronics and communication, guys, because here we have the light wave engineering, microelectronics, telecommunication, computer vision, and even we have microwave and computer. That's really great. Okay, the next, let us look at the research areas that are there in the campus of IIT Kharagpur. Okay, campus also you can see here, a glimpse of the campus. So first one is the machine drive and power electronics. Here we have FPGA based controller for induction and synchronous machine. That is, here you will actually learn how this digital technology comes into the picture when you are controlling the operation of different AC machines like induction and synchronous. Parameter adaptive controller for indirect field oriented AC motor drive, again related to drive. डायरेक्ट फील्ड ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ इंडक्टर मोटर, ठीक है. मैट्रिक्स कन्वर्टर फेड ड्राइव, अगेन अ कोर्स बेस्ड ऑन ड्राइव्स. देन पावर कन्वर्टर टोपोलॉजी फॉर मीडियम वोल्टेज ड्राइव्स. okay, that is majorly related to power electronics, how you can design different power converters in order to control the AC or a DC motor. Variable speed, constant frequency wind power generation, because in wind power generation you actually need electrical machine as well as a power electronic converter other than the usual wind turbine and all. Modular multi-level converters. Multi-level converters are very interesting converters and are of high research values in power electronics now, because single level converters are now old and obsolete. Now they are designing converter which have multiple stages and which can give better output than our usual single level converters. Power converters for grid interactive photovoltaic power generation, that is related to solar cell, linear induction and synchronous machine based propulsion system, vehicle propulsion system, VLSI based DC to DC converter, bifurcation in power electronic converter. Now if I were in your place, this field would sound very interesting to me. Machine drives and power electronics, this is one specialization that this department offers, and it has so many interesting fields inside this. Then control system engineering, control and optimization of linear system neural network. This will actually relate you to the computer science part. Okay, this is very much related to computer science. Model order reduction, non-linear dynamic system, non-linear control system is actually taught in some of the private universities, but IITs or higher or better engineering institute generally don't go into this course, but this will be related to the non-linear control system if you have already studied it. Robust control, fuzzy control, again related to computer science. Sliding mode and variable structure control, large scale system, fractional order system, genetic application, periodic controller, decentralized control, system with time delay, discrete event, fault tolerant control. Now my friend, don't get worried that if computer science is getting involved, sir, do I need to know programming already? No my friend, you don't need to. Even if you don't know the programming already, still you can do really well. If you do an interdisciplinary course where some sort of computer science is involved and some of your core competency is involved, then you become all the more valuable when you talk about research. Then industries which are doing great R&D work, you become really valuable to them because you have a skill set that only a few people in this country would have. So don't be going too much into just the electrical and the electronics part, but kindly connect it to the computer science part, the programming part. See how this coding, this programming can relate to your core competency. Then power and energy system, optimal load flow study, load forecasting and contingency analysis. This even I have talked about in the power system course. What is load forecasting, where we predict what is going to be the load at different times during the day. Stability analysis, okay. Power system protection, these are actually all the chapters that you study, and these are individual specializations under this power and energy system. Fiber optic, wide area measurement, smart grid. This is one of the topics that I personally prefer too much. High voltage engineering, condition monitoring of power transformer and other equipment, facts Again related to power electronics facts, basic idea I always give in my power system course, but for advanced analysis you can go for this. HVDC, electrical power distribution, non-conventional energy sources, wind, solar and grid integration. Okay. Then instrumentation and signal processing, that is a separate department altogether, which was set up later on. Sensor development, a very interesting field to have, but if you go into robotics, then the sensor development can connect it to the robotics part. Electrochemical sensor, optoelectronic sensor, MEMS and mixed signal VLSI. Embedded system, great field to be working in. Estimation and detection of signal systems, signal and image processing, computer vision and machine learning. One of the fastest growing field is the machine learning and artificial intelligence. So if you can connect to this field in a certain manner, then it will be very easy for you to get into R&D department of a top company. Medical signal processing, one of my personal favorites. Why? Because signal processing has wide range application when we talk about medical signals like ECG, EEG and pulses. Like nowadays if you see, due to COVID, this pulse oximeter is now very popular. And what is it doing? It is measuring, it is sensing a signal of your body, it is processing and it is displaying in a user friendly form. So see, that is the application of signal processing. Then electronics and communication, here you have microelectronics and VLSI, RF and microwave, telecommunication and visual information. So areas of research, silicon heterostructure, nanoelectronics, MEMS, wireless comm, optical comm, sensor, smart antenna, image and video, machine intelligence, integrated optics, EMI and EMC. So these are some of the research areas that this department is involved in, but you can go for these 4 courses for your MTech. Microelectronics and VLSI design is one of the most popular courses when we talk about electronics and telecommunication engineers, because there are a lot of private sector companies that are working towards the electronics department like Qualcomm, Intel, okay, and various other semiconductor companies. Okay. Other than that, visual information and embedded system could also be a great opportunity, because then again it will have a huge demand in the private sector. But other than that, telecommunication could be a great department if you get placed in a company like Airtel, Reliance or any other company which is actually doing the cutting edge work in terms of telecommunication. Okay. But basically the research part is strong in government sector for this telecommunication. Even I have had an internship with BSNL. So I know what kind of research, what kind of technologies do these guys work on. But yes, you can be an asset to the companies which are actively operating in communications. Okay. Now the other areas of research are CAD and VLSI, wireless network, optical network, computational electromagnetics, RF system design, DSP, multimedia, speech recognition, embedded system, and biomedical signal processing. Biomedical signal processing, I have already told you, it's one of the most interesting area of research. Now let's see the placement statistics for 2020. So the top recruiters were Microsoft, Tata Steel, Reliance, ISRO, and Goldman Sachs. Okay. What were the placement statistics? For PhD, it was 4% of the total placement were from PhD, 25% were from MTech. Okay. And then BTech was 30%, and dual degree was 28%. Don't think that 30% of the students got placed. No. Out of the total students that got placed, 30% of them were BTech. 30% of them were BTech and 25% of them were MTech students. Okay. Now if you see, IIT Kharagpur has sent the students for foreign internship in various locations like Canada, USA, UK, France, Sweden, China, Japan, Taiwan, Saudi Arab, Italy, Germany and Australia. So you can see the wide range of the reach of the professors that are actually inside IIT Kharagpur. See, one thing that you will be actually happy about when you go into IIT, the professors are very, very well connected across the world because they are major researcher. They publish a lot of research papers, so their work is actually being noted by the best of the best industries throughout the country, throughout the world, and they do have really good contacts. If you want to get placed, if you want to go for an internship, if you want to go for research, they will really help you out in case you are a bright student. Bright student as in a hard working student, not a student with very high IQ level. But if you are really interested in MTech program and you are working hard towards it, let me tell you, such students are hard to come by because many people just join MTech in order to give GATE again and in order to move forward in their career. They are not actually serious about the degree. If you are serious about the degree, definitely your guide, your professor can help you out with all such kind of internships to enhance your profile. Now, fee structure. The non-refundable fees for general OBC is 6,700, for SC ST again 6,700. Refundable is 6,000. Okay, placement service is 1,500. Insurance is 2,500. Brotherhood fund is 200. So non-refundable fees of every subsequent semester is 10,750. Now, as you can see, this fees is really low when we talk about one semester. If you are going to do 4 semesters, it will be somewhere around 40 to 50,000. Okay, but this does not include the hostel fees. Remember, in IIT actually the academic fees is not too high, but the major share of the fees goes in the hostel and the mess department. So that is something that you will have to bear yourself. Now, deposits refundable are hostel overhead, hostel establishment charge and mess advance. Okay, these are the refundable deposits that you have to give. Last year cutoff when we talk about, so I told you about the 4 departments in electrical and 4 departments in EC. For general, the cutoff for electrical department lied in the range of 750 to 800. For EC, it was 750 to again 800. So you can say if your GATE score lies in the range of 750 to 800, you are in a safe zone. You can go for MTech through IIT Kharagpur. In 2019, again you see a similar pattern. Though the maximum cutoff has gone in EC2 around 820, but still if you are somewhere between 750 and 800, you can easily get a seat when we talk about IIT Kharagpur.